we have already talked about green building, and if you see the features, rainwater utilization features, if you see the features of these ones, start from the bottom, high efficiency heating cooling system, high efficiency lighting fixtures, even using tree you might restriction on direct sunlight, improved insulation, photovoltaic generation, even roof planting, automated ventilation control, intelligent system, right, and efficient lighting and natural light as well, and so on. So, all the features that we talked about so far, they would go into green building scenario. So, LEED is actually started in USA, leadership in energy and environment design. There are similar parallels. It is a rating system, it is essentially a rating system, and you will see that its knowledge base is very limited, it is actually a lot of information. So, there are several of them worldwide. For example, this I have defined, leadership in energy and environment design. Now, Green Building Council of Australia, GBCA, has developed a green building standard known as Green Star. So, LEED is one of them which started in US, Green Star is in Australia. In China, there are two sets of national building energy standards, one for public building, another for residential. Green Globe Environmental Assessment and Rating System represents more than 1 decade of research and refinement of a wide range of prominent international and organizational experts, etc., etc. During 2002, Green Globe, for existing building went online in United Kingdom. So, if you look at United Kingdom, then this is Green Globe. So, Australia Green Star, in UK Green Globe, right, as a global environmental method, they call it GEM, global environmental method. And efforts began to incorporate BREEAM, green leaf, this green leaf for the design of new buildings into online green globes of new buildings. So, in UK they use this is called BREEAM, which is general global environmental method, and also been used by Continental Association of Building Automation. So, this has been used by other people too, to empower a building intelligence tool called Building Intelligence Quotient, BIQ. So, there are several systems, right. Green Globe's an alternative to LEED actually, that is in UK. It also is a rating system, provides assessment tool for characterizing a building energy efficiency and environmental performances. So, essentially you can compare buildings and they give, LEED gives rating. System also provides building for green building design, operation and management. So, if you look at it, several of these ones, LEED, US Green Building Council, this is what has actually developed this and generally used in US and Canada. Green Globes, GBI, GEM, etc., US, Canada, UK mainly them. Green Building Guidelines, National Association of Home Builders, US. In US you have more than that, but this seems to have some or other has become very popular. BREEAM is Building Research Establishment, UK, they have a rating system, and Green Star is the Green Building Council of New Zealand and Green Building Council of Australia. So, Australia, New Zealand, they use Green Star. CASB is Japan Sustainable Building Consortium, Japan. SBT, SB Tool 07, International Initiative for Sustainable Built Environment, this can be used worldwide. And in India, they had Terry Grihot, the Tata Energy Research Institute, that is in India. So, there must be some more also. So, you can see there are a lot of rating systems actually developed, which allows for comparison of one building from another in terms of their greenness, if I may say so, the strategies that we discussed a little bit earlier. So, let us take an example of LEED and that will give the idea. Rest all are simple, it is not you know, it's not very big. Essentially, if you have something, some features made built in, you get a point, you get a rating point, and higher the rating point, better the building is. So, they classify in certain panels. So, any of this rating system, they work like this. In fact, they were supposed to be have been developed based on experts' view, but you know, experts are supposed to give their opinion, and then they are collated. Like Terry Griho has been trying to do it something recently for existing building, and they said that they are using, you know, those who are from construction management, analytical hierarchy procedure. In fact, it can be, it is actually when subjective things are there. So, even one can use tools like fuzzy mathematics and then an fuzzy analytical hierarchy process to arrive at those rates. But I have not been able to find out how these rates have been actually arrived at. So, but this rating, as said, it has been given by the experts. So, awarding points relative to performance. Designer can select the points that are most appropriate to their project and achieve a lead rating. This is the procedure followed by and large by everybody. Total of 100 plus 10 points is possible. Depending upon the points, you either get a platinum rating, that is the best, gold rating, silver rating, or just certified, right. So, these are the kind of ratings given. So, you know, somebody can be proud of it, my building is platinum rated building, but nothing more than that really, because you do not get any fiscal benefit at the moment. Because you have a platinum rated building, nobody gives you any kind of tax relief or something of that kind. But if you are saving your own energy, that is obviously very good, right, from that point of view. So, that is what it is. So, there is something minimum requirement. This must be totally complied with. Total compliance is mandated. That means, the minimum requirement must be, you know, minimum request must be satisfied, right. Otherwise, it will not be even considered. So, to consider this, you need minimum requirement. So, project must consist of a complete permanent building or space on already existing land. Obviously, this is the first requirement. Must be executed within a reasonable site boundary. These are obviously mandatory. Minimum floor area requirements, and you know, must comply with floor area, you know, some kind of minimum floor area, floor to space ratio or something of that kind. Must consist of a share of energy with minimum, owners must be consent to share energy with US Green Building Council or Green Building Council of now India, because LEED has been adopted by GB, you know, in Green Building Council of India. So, as far as India is concerned, it must, the energy should be as per their, you know, they must share the energy usage with this organization. Gross floor area must conform to minimum building area to site area ratio, right, FAR, etc., etc. So, it must satisfy to those, and registration and certification activity must comply with reasonable timetables, of course. So, you give a time frame. So, then you get points on different counts. For example, if it is certified, I will come to that how you arrive at this point. If you get 26 to 32 points, 52 or more in a count of 69 points here, as we shall see, percentage wise, right, it would be, you can of course find out. So, 52 or more, then it is platinum rated, gold 39 to 51 and silver 33 to 38, 33 to 38, right. So, for different types of buildings also, occupancy is also there, mixed use development, LEED for homes, that is for only for residential. There are, you know, sub ones. So, for commercial building, for example, these are commercial interiors. So, you can get for the homes you can get, for mixed use development you can get, and you can get for new constructions, you can get for existing buildings. So, they have all, they have all. So, this certification you can get for all, right. Even part of the building itself, for example, is for interior, something for core and shell, and so on. So, that is what it is. Now, Indian Green Building Council is the one which deals with this. Okay. So, you have to have a letter, documentation, etc., preliminary and final within 30 days. So, time frame is also mentioned, right. So, something like that should be there. Site assessment, energy efficiency, these are the features on which it is actually decided, material efficiency, water efficiency, air quality, operational maintenance, solid waste. So, these are the features, right. On each of them you get certain points. For example, okay, let me see which is the highest. This is 17 out of 69, around 69. So, it is around 25% is energy, major share. Then material and resources is around 19%, points are 13, and then indoor environment 15, which is 22%, water efficiency 7%, 5, and sustainable site 14. So, you see the features are energy, materials, indoor environment, additional innovation and design, sustainable sites, and water efficiency. And if you see point counts, this is 17 plus 13 plus 15 plus 5. So, this makes it 30, 20, 50, 55 plus 14, 55 plus 14 makes it 69. Additionally, you can get another 5. So, 69 points. So, innovation and design you can get additional. So, out of 69, 69 you can get, plus another 5 you can get if there is some innovation and design as per the criteria given. So, that is what it is. So, supposing you are optimizing the energy performance, you get 1 credit. Measurement and verification is there, you get 5 credit. 6 if it is green power. There is prerequisite, for example, fundamental commission minimum energy performance is actually prerequisite, right, and fluorocarbon reduction and all that in the refrigeration system. So, these are certain mandatory requirements are very much there, that is prerequisite. If you do not have, you will not get it. Supposing you get green power, then you get some more credit. Measurement and verification, you get some more credit. Ozone protection, that is your like fluorocarbon system you are not using in your refrigeration and all that, or if you are reducing the ozone issues, protecting the ozone, additional commissioning and renewable energy, etc., etc. So, you see, if you are using wind power, using some renewable energy, solar panels, etc., etc., you get power, right. So, mandatory provision that is there in the lead document, section 5.4 B or 6.4 H, etc., etc. These are the, according to the ASHRAE or IES and American Society of Heating, Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Engineers standard, this without amendment. The prescriptive requirements of these are also given. So, as per it should be ASHRAE guidelines, and in India, of course, ECBC of the, this is ECBC is the energy, we have already talked about this, energy conservation building codes. So, as an it was released anyway, so it is as per this. So, minimum specification should be according to that, right. Then if you reduce down the energy, you can get 10 points, right. If you reduce down the energy by 42% from a reference, you get 10 points. if you reduce down the new building 10.5% from a reference, then you get 1 point, and so on. This has to, you have to prove it. That is the methodology to calculate out, and you have to prove that you have actually reduced down the energy than the standard building or standard scenario. By 42% you get 10. If it is existing building and you want a lead rating, then 3.5, and this should be 35%. So, there has to be prescriptive compliances first must be satisfied, right, and then this must be satisfied first of all. So, these 10 points you can actually get depending upon the guidelines that is given, that if you have saved so much of energy, you get this much a point. So, one of demonstration procedure is also given. You will possibly you will be using a software and then show that okay, I can get the like I can, for example, if there is like ECBC guidelines gives you certain specific types of softwares which you can use. Capability of the software, for example, it must be able to calculate out the annual energy load, robust softwares and so on. So, several features of the softwares are already specified in energy codes, and according to that you calculate and show that you have actually achieved some percentage of energy saving, then you will get this sort of points. So, percentage wise, obviously for you can actually percentage wise saving you can get, and therefore, correspondingly you can get points. So, this is energy related. So, you have energy simulation inputs, that is what I was saying, software. So, building geometry, simulation engine which are specified like Energy Plus, Ecotect or possibly Equest and so on. There are several of them, robust energy simulators. Then climate and weather conditions data would be available, HVAC system and internal loads, appliances and things like that, what we call casual load, and then simulation specific parameters, operating strategies and schedules, because if it is office then it might be 8-hourly cooling rather than hospital which is a 24-hourly. So, we have seen that earlier also, and then you get the results, and through the results you should be able to show that you have reduced the energy consumption. Then sustainable sites, 13 points, site selection 1 point, development density and community connectivity 1 point, and for each one of them what will qualify, that is given, right. Brownfield development if you are doing, then you get 1 point, alternative transportation, public transport access, this you provide, then you get 1 point, alternative low emission, for example, if you have electrically driven, right. Today you have all kind of 3-wheelers, electrically driven vehicles. So, then you get 1 point, alternative parking capacity, site disturbances, restore the habitat of any flora and fauna and reduce the site disturbances, stormwater design, quality control of this one, quantity and quality control, heat island effect, and so on, light pollution reduction, etc. So, if you do, you get points. So, this is how you get points, for example, from site selection, right. Water efficiency 6 points, landscaping, so reduce the water runoff by 50%, you get 1 point. No potable use or no irrigation, water efficient landscaping, as I said. So, you get 1 more points. Air conditioning system, if it is water efficient, you get 1 point. Innovative wastewater technologies, recycling them, using them, etc. And each one is given in details, right. Does not require very great thinking or great computation or skill or anything of that kind. You got to see, and if you think you can do it, you will get, if you have done in the site and demonstrate that you have done in the site in your documentation, they will come and inspect, and these points you get. So, water use reduction 30%, water use 20%, etc., etc. Then energy and atmosphere, so HVAC equipment required optimize the machines basically. 10 on-site renewable energies. Earlier I was talking of envelope, 10 points, right. Here now you have the machines. So additional commissioning, ozone depletion issues, for example, not using those refrigerant which could lead to ozone depletion. Minimum of course is specified already. Beyond that, if you are using such system for refrigeration which does not have any kind of environmental impact, including ozone depletion, then you get 1 point. And total again green power 17. So if you are using green power, solar power to do the refrigeration or cooling, 17. So total 17. So in this manner we have seen 3 of them, material and resources 13, recycle, reuse 75% of the existing wall, floors and roof, retrofitting it. So using the same in the new brownfield development sort of, building reuse 100% of existing wall and then remodel it, shell, complete shell if you are using it 50%, non-shell 1 point, waste management, construction waste management during construction new building. So divert 50% from disposal, use them, that is there itself, right. 75% you get additional 1 points, resource reuse, recycled content, regional materials, local materials, and rapid renewable materials, and certified wood, etc., etc. So this is how again you can get 13 points. So you can see that 10, 6, 17 and then 13, in this way the number of points that you can accumulate. Environmental quality maximum 15 points, and environmental air quality performance required is this, IAQ is environmental air quality, outdoor air delivery monitoring, increased ventilation 30% above ASHRAE this requirements, construction indoor air quality actually management plan during construction, indoor air quality management before occupancy and so on, low emitting materials, paints which we have discussed, carpets, this is why you discussed this earlier, trying to build it up now. So all of them are there, adhesive and sealants, remember we discussed sometime earlier, and agri fiber products, indoor chemical pollutant source. We looked into each one of them and some of those simple issues that related to them we have discussed. And if you have designed them, all of them, for example, thermal comfort design 1, verification, and if you do verification scheme is also there, measure the temperature and maybe found out something like some indexes and seen that it is working fine, daylight and so on. So 15 you can get. Then innovation and design maximum 5 points. Some innovation and design, but they have given you guidelines. What is, because it is a very grey kind of a statement, innovation and design. So if you have involved lead accredited professionals, you get 1. They do accredit those people. So there are a number of them consultant today. So total maximum you can get 69, in percentage 100, right, 100% corresponds to 69. So LR1, LR2, LR3, etc., etc., lead rating 1, lead rating 2, lead rating 3, sum total, and if your sum goes beyond 52, then you get a platinum rating. If it is just around 26 to 32, you are certified, below that you are not at all anything. So that's how it is, and all other system follows same. Depending upon the feature, they give you a number, and these numbers are based on experts' opinion. This they might have done a questionnaire survey. I am not sure actually, but because this is not really very physical quantified methodology. It can be done. Whether it has been done or not, I couldn't find out, because background literature I checked for lead, I couldn't find out. If it is there now, I am not sure, but you can take interviews of or opinion of a very large number of people, construction management, operational research, you have got techniques for similar kind of thing. and from that you try to arrive at, there are several techniques, factor analysis, fuzzy analytical hierarchy procedure. So, you ask them which are the most important factors, eliminate them. So, one, it might evolve over the time, might change also, but at the moment this is the scenario and this is the kind of rating. So, okay. So, these are there, let me see how much is there. This is the same thing. So, basically first one is site selection, about inappropriate site reduce environmental impact, and do not develop buildings, road, parking areas, but you can actually, after knowing these points and what relates to this point, you can even optimize, right, if the decision variables are some or other quantified or codified. If the decision variables are quantified or codified, you can actually maximize the rating. So, use an optimization tool, you can actually maximize the rating even before planning or during the design stage itself. So, I think we will stop here, next class we will look beyond this. Okay. Any questions quickly, we will answer.